Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dragon Ball Super Superhero live stream. I haven't streamed in almost, I would say, 2 years now. Jesus Christ. And judging based on what you guys have seen in the title and in the thumbnail, we have a lot to talk about. So, first things first, for those of you out there who don't want to be spoiled, for those of you out there who essentially just don't want to find out anything in regards to the film, I would suggest for you guys to tune out because we're going to get into a lot of things and I'm going to show you some things as well. So let me know if the stream is healthy because I normally don't stream on the channel often, but there's almost 800, almost 1,000 people here. Guys, smash that like button down below right now. It does help out the channel a lot. So, a lot to talk about. I know a lot of you guys have questions. I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, what happened, right? Okay, so it's confirmed. Again, spoilers, just to throw it out there if you haven't already seen. So Gohan has a new form. It's called Final Gohan. And he actually goes to war with that guy. There it is right there. Right? There it is. We're gonna get into all that in just a bit. He looks cool. Gohan looks cool. But there's a little bit of a problem here. So a lot of you guys might be wondering, well, how come I didn't cover the film? How come I'm one of the only... Oh boy. All right, there goes the music. All right. A lot of people might be wondering, well, okay, how come you didn't cover the film? I'm going to be as objective as I possibly can to say this as politely as I possibly can. This film, to me, just is trash. The reason why it's trash is because they utilized great moments and they capitalized on great things, such as giving us 2 levels to Piccolo, a yellow form and an orange form. And Gohan has a brand new form, but all of this comes from Piccolo kind of baiting Gohan in. Remember your family, fight for your family. We're going to get into everything right now, and you guys are going to see what I mean right now. So let me go on ahead and just transition real quick to my second screen. Okay. So, let me go on ahead and just get rid of a few of these things over here real quick. All right. So, what you guys are looking at right now is it's a picture from the pamphlet of the movie. It's interesting how they kind of did Broly in this film because Broly isn't this maniacal, crazy, bloodlustful beast that one would assume he'd be. He's actually very different in the film. Of course, they're all fighting in their base. So Broly has a very hard time kind of remaining calm, you know what I mean? In a sense where every single time Goku punches him, every single time they go at it, Broly's anger just swells, you know what I mean? Broly's anger just keeps pouring out and he can't control himself. Eventually enough, we see how Vegeta tags in and we see a fight between Goku and Vegeta. It ends up in a stalemate. I don't think they're ever gonna definitively give us a winner here, but Vegeta was said to kind of have the last hit here, so maybe that kind of tells you something. There is a reference to Jiren, and there is a reference courtesy of Cypher that Jiren pointed something, or at least Vegeta pointed out something very interesting about Jiren, that they may not be so far apart when it comes down to power after all. Now, it's officially confirmed, based on Cypher's translations and his summary, that the 2 goalposts right now for Goku and Vegeta, I want you guys to pay very close attention to this. Just pay attention. It's not Broly. It's not Broly. The current goalpost for Goku and Vegeta right now to surpass are the Gods of Destruction, which include Beerus, which kind of alludes to the fact that, yeah, Beerus is still stronger than them while wielding Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. Don't know how you guys feel about that, but the second goalpost is Jiren. Let's take a look, shall we? So, courtesy of one of my good friends, Taurus Silvern. So, I want you guys to take a look at this. So, Gohan wonders if Goku and Vegeta could have beaten Cell Max, leading to Piccolo to reinforce the importance of staying in shape for the new threats. Still, it's worded vaguely enough that they don't necessarily have to be second to Gohan. So it's implied that Cell Max at this point, remember, after Gohan being there to witness, assumingly if this follows the manga, right? for Gohan to be there to witness Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku just give the whooping to Moro. Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember when Moro was seemingly indestructible and Goku just washed him? Gohan saw that, and he's saying, based off of interpretation, that, hey, even that Goku may not have stood a chance against Cell Max. Now, there's more to it than that. Now, going back to the Jiren point, we see here on Beerus's planet, Broly and Goku are engaging in a training match, all in base form. Broly starts to get carried away and unleashes his ki again, which Goku asks him to back down from. So Goku kind of tells Broly, hey, relax, like you're taking this a bit too serious. Broly is very emotionally unstable, right? And that can come through trauma, that can come through having a lack of psychological control. That's just Broly. He may never master his power, but they're trying to get there, right? He has to learn how to control it. Broly's powers down and then apologizes. Wow. Meanwhile, Vegeta has been meditating by himself for some time. Goku chastises him for being lazy with the number of strong goalposts still out there. Jiren and the Gods of Destruction. Now, to our current knowledge, no reference of Moro, no reference of Granola, no reference of Gas, no reference of Broly. That just kind of insinuates the idea that the goalposts right now for them to surpass are the gods, assumingly even if you want to count one of them being Beerus, fine, but the other is Jiren. Check this out. But Vegeta says that this is a form of training too. He asks Goku if he noticed at the Tournament of Power that theirs and Jiren's gap may not have been so great in the traditional sense, but Jiren was able to save all of his energy outside of what he needed at the moment of attack, right? This allowed him to put together a greater offensive power while also saving his strength. He's focused on becoming able to fight the same way. Side note, this potentially can Jiren's model. Okay, so yeah, so this insinuates that the way Jiren was fighting is the way Vegeta wants to kind of mimic him. This goes into the next screenshot here. Whis applauds Vegeta for catching on. So Whis kind of sat there and was like, oh, look at that. You actually caught on. Good for you. And proposes a training match. Vegeta refuses if Broly will be participating. So, you scared? I don't know what's going on there, pal. As they're in trouble, as they will be in trouble if he gets carried away. So if Broly ends up just hulking out, Beerus is gonna, step in. Whis instead has Broly watch, so he can see a battle in which the two fighters are controlling their power, as he and Vegeta fight without transforming, energy attacks, or specialized powers. So if you're kind of wondering at this point, well, Goku and Vegeta are the strongest, right? Broly's stronger. It doesn't appear to be the case, at least as of right now. So in the comment section below, I need you guys to let me know as to what this is, because there it is right there. Right there. Goku chastised Vegeta for being lazy, which is a complete fallacy. When has Vegeta ever been lazy, right? Makes no sense. But then, with the number of strong goalposts out there being Jiren and the Gods of Destruction. Very interesting stuff. So, big boy here, right? Big boy Broly, he can't control himself. He's getting there. But just in case you guys are kind of curious as to, oh yeah, Broly's the strongest. This is not Koyama's version of Broly. Koyama's version of Dragon Ball Z's interpretation of Broly. No. This is Super's variation of Broly. So as he's slowly getting there, he's not really there, right? So this basically implies that, of course, Beerus and Jiren are, of course, higher and stronger than our heroes. I want you guys to go ahead and check this out. There he is! There's Gohan's new form. Final Gohan. He looks cool, right? The whole hair thing is, it's eerily similar to Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan's hair, which, it is what it is. All of these leaks, by the way, are already public. They've basically hit the internet all over, so in case you're kind of wondering, oh my god, spoilers. If this doesn't get you more intrigued to kind of see how this goes down, then I don't know what else to tell you. But for the most part, if you pay attention, he has like that Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 aura. You know what I mean? And I'm going to go on ahead and just jump into this. So, in case you guys are not following me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to show you guys some stuff. So, Gohan's, I don't know what's going on with Gohan's hair here, but Piccolo Piccolo's a monster. There he is. There's our boy Cell. We have a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about indeed. So, of course, Vegeta and Goku end up knocking each other out, resulting in a stalemate. And all of that basically leading up to this guy. So, Cell Max is complete garbage. Anyone out there who's excited for Cell Max, I don't know what else to tell you. He's complete garbage. Based on all of the implications behind what happens, he hatches early. He's not really all there. He's a kaiju. Ooh, doesn't matter. It's garbage. You want to know why it's garbage? Because they couldn't have gone back to do something different. This is just a mindless, watered-down version of Harunagarn. That's just it. I'm not going to be hyped for a movie in which they kind of go back to bring back the Red Ribbon Army, in which should have been disposed of since the era of Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you're a fan out there and you're going to say, oh, well, I like the Red Ribbon Army, cool, man, great, that's great for you. But if you really stop and think about it, the Red Ribbon Army had wanted Goku dead since Dragon Ball. All of that basically culminated with Cell. Dr. Gero kinda got his wish when Goku died via Cell, only for Cell to then later die by the offspring of Goku, right? The last remnants of the Red Ribbon Army should have been with Perfect Cell, right? I'm perfect! And we've seen the build up towards that. So for them to give us this is garbage. And I'm not going to sit there and say, yeah, this is awesome, because it's not. Out of all of the potential characters and villains that they could have introduced, hell, I would have much rather had maybe preferred to see a fusion between Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 creating Gamma 3, right? That would have been cool. But instead, they give us this. This is garbage, this is repetitive, and it's kind of worrisome because they brought back Frieza, they brought back Cell. Boo's sleeping, right? He's a thing, but he's never doing anything. Can you imagine if they did something with Boo, right? It doesn't sound right. With Frieza, you have more of a story to tell because Frieza had been around for a very long time and he'd been fucking with the Saiyans for a long time. So it only makes sense for Frieza to kind of go, ha ha, monkeys, yeah. Like, even towards the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly, Frieza admitted for the first time, like, hey, I can't do this alone. I need a partner. And in this film, they actually went on to get Broly off of Vampa for his own protection. So according to all of the leaks and all of the spoilers and all of the summaries, they got Broly off of Vampa for his own protection. Not for the sake of protection physically, but because there's always that potential, there's always that chance that Frieza might walk on in and, you know, oh yes, monkey, yes, hello Broly, it's been a long time, join me, yes, kill Goku, Goku killed your father, yes, stuff like that, right? It's easy to manipulate, right? Frieza is a master of speaking through the tongue, right? He could manipulate anybody. Broly's not that smart, so it's kind of easy for him to swoop on in and go, hey, do you want to know who killed your dad? It was Goku. You want to go get him? So it makes sense that they took him off the planet, but he's still having issues. So it is what it is when it comes down to that. We got Gohan here. There he is. There is Chubba Bubba. I don't know how you guys could possibly get behind this. It's interesting how he's a gigantic kaiju monster, so he's like, rah! The end scene, well, in regards to this film, when it's all said and done, his entire, like, cranium is blown off because Gohan does a super Makan Kosampo, blows it wide open, right? So he gets his whole dome knocked off. It's pretty cool, right? But the sheer fact that the Red Ribbon Army went back and they said, ha, let's kind of borrow from Dr. Gero. Let's mimic what he did and bring back Cell or create this Cell-like entity. And the reason why this is a Cell-like entity but not really Cell is because he doesn't have Cell's demeanor at all. He's just out there, you know? So that's just that. Piccolo, in my opinion, is dope as hell. I like Piccolo a lot, and you'll see why, right? What is this? Aha! There he is. Makan Kosampo! Cool stuff, right? I don't want to go too deep into all that. That's going to be next. Watch. So, yeah, by now, a lot of you guys have seen that, of course, Gohan, he does do the Makan Kosapo, blows his whole cranium off. Do you guys want me to show you a little bit? Let me know in chat, and I'll consider it. I'll consider it right now in a few minutes. Check out Chatalo. He's not Piccolo. That's Chatalo. Piccolo, when he went orange, his little orange form, and just in case you guys are kind of wondering, that's listen, whatever that is, whatever he wants to call himself, he looks pretty cool. Now, some of you guys might be like, oh, well, he looks weird. Do you guys remember the Universe 6 Namekians? Doesn't he look like Sonel and Purina? All right, I'll show you guys a little bit right now. He looks like Sonel and Purina, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm just gonna get down to the nitty gritty here. So just a quick little thing. So, you know, Cell ends up, you know, creating this gigantic thingy. We got Piccolo wrapping his arms there. You see that? I don't want to show too much. I think you guys should go on to enjoy this, you know. He tells Gohan, look, he's like, oh, Gohan, you know, whatever. And then, you know, towards the end, we get a beautiful Makan Kosampo. It's pretty cool. I don't want to show you guys too much. It's already everywhere. If anyone's going to say, oh, you're pirating, who cares? Whatever happens to everybody boycotting Toei. Stop talking, right? So we're all having fun here. Piccolo, when he transforms, there's this epic cinematic like theme. And I was worried about this film because Sumitomo wasn't going to score the film. So I was naturally concerned. I was like, oh shit, the Broly movie had a great soundtrack, right? When Piccolo transforms, he goes in. These Gamma fools ain't got nothing on him. Nothing. So, once again, the yellow transformation is trash. You introduce a ultimate form, right? Only to then give him another ultimate to an ultimate, because this is Piccolo's ultimate form, right? I'm gonna get into other stuff in a bit, so just hang on tight. Give this video a big fat thumbs up. It's free, it's simple, and it's easy. Helps us out a lot, by the way. So, during the course of this engagement, after Cell's released, and I hate calling him Cell because I don't want to call him Cell, I just want to call him Kaiju Monster or whatever because he's trash. The entire point of all of this, we knew, if you have a brain, then everybody kind of already knows that these two were going to join, or at least ally with our heroes. Every single person that has a functioning brain saw this coming from a mile away. So nobody can ever sit there and say, oh my god, spoilers. They were designed to assume the position that they're heroes. And when they found out that they were working for the villains, they said, oh shit, we gotta fight Cell. And they do. We're gonna get into that. Look at Gohan. We're gonna get into the CG stuff because I don't want to say that, oh, this is a masterfully beautiful animated film. Look at his bang. It looks like a gigantic, like, tusk. Looks like an elephant's beef just attached to his head. It's huge. He looks cool, right? Needless to say, there he is. Makan Kosampo, like I said. There he is. Makan Kosampo, like I said. So, the premise of this is it's exactly like Dragon Ball Z when we saw Cell stomp down on 16. Tells Gohan, well, in this case, Cell Max doesn't really tell Gohan anything. He's just, ah. And once Gohan sees that, you know, Piccolo is down, Piccolo isn't really dead, but his eyes are all glossed. Gohan has that sharp red line that goes through his head, just like Dragon Ball Z. Boom, he transforms. Cool transformation initially, and what's also cool about it is, I showed you guys just a bit ago, and I'm going to show you more in a few minutes. When Cell goes to punch Gohan, Gohan just negs it. He just pushes the punch back, and he ends up kicking Cell to the point where Cell creates this gigantic blast, as you guys have just seen. I'll show you again, right? He creates this giant blast, and from that point on, he condenses it, and then he tries to throw it. Piccolo wraps himself. He wraps his arms around Cell Max. He's choking him. The reason why this is cool, but it's garbage, is because you're gonna sit there and tell me that all that was needed, right, to get Gohan motivated was to simply tell him, hey, your wife and kid are gonna die. That's it? Okay, let's go back a bit, right? The Tournament of Power. There are no greater stakes in Dragon Ball Super right now than what happened during the Tournament of Power. Alex, what are you talking about? The Omni Kings literally told everybody, if you lose, you're dead. You're all dead. But you're not just dead, you're dead. You know what I mean? Erasure. That's it. You're not coming back. Fight to your heart's contempt, right? So doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it make sense from that point on that Gohan should have at least discovered that power to fight for the sake of not having his daughter be destroyed and be erased? For Piccolo, at that point in time, just to do a little bit of training, but since in this movie he went to go wish for his ultimate power to be unlocked, why didn't he do that during the Tournament of Power? When you had the greatest stakes on the line, when your life is on the line, literally, when Jiren could have negged everybody, why did they decide to write this in now? It's too late. The stakes aren't high. The Gammas? Cell Max? One Hakai from Beerus. It's done. You want to get Goku and Vegeta to use Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego? He's done. The stakes are over. There is no threat, right? Okay, some people might say, but Alex, it would have taken away from Ultra Instinct Goku. Fine, let's just add Piccolo, right, as an example, right? So Piccolo, what do we have here? That's the Makanko Senpo, the actor celebrating everything. Piccolo, right, at this current point in time, you could have at least given Piccolo more shine during the Tournament of Power, for him to fight Sonel and Purina, for him to fight against Dispo and Topo, for him to fight potentially against Kefla and Hit, and maybe even Jiren. You're gonna tell me the idea of a giant Ultimate Piccolo versus Ani Laza wouldn't have been cool? Piccolo got wrung out by Daemon. Do you guys remember Daemon? That little invisible nobody who flicked Piccolo off the ring? That's why this is garbage, because they gave us something cool, but they did it too late. It's too late. It's too late. Even if Hit would have Toki Tobashi Piccolo out of the ring, even if Kefla would have smacked his beef all around that tournament stage and out the ring, even if Jiren would have just one-shotted him, it still would have served the purpose for Piccolo at least to get a new form, an ultimate form, to go all out, transform, become all big, and fight. Now, why am I saying this? Then we go into the Moro arc, right? The Moro arc, to me, this is just my opinion, the Moro arc is the best arc in Dragon Ball Super. You're telling me that it wouldn't have been cool? Remember when OG 7-3 became giant? It wouldn't have been cool to see a giant OG 7-3 versus a giant Orange Piccolo? You're gonna tell me that it wouldn't have been cool to see an Orange Piccolo versus a crazy enraged Sagambo? Remember that? You're gonna tell me that it wouldn't have been cool to see at least Piccolo, Ultimate Piccolo versus Moro? Hell, even Gohan. That would have been enough to give Gohan the motivation that he needed while Vegeta was on Yardrat and while Goku was with Maris. There was nobody on Earth. There was nobody on Earth. Nobody. And you know that your homies are getting dropped. The androids got dropped. Piccolo got dropped. Krillin got dropped. Roshi got dropped. Tien got dropped. Yamcha got dropped. They all got dropped until Goku arrived. You're gonna tell me that it wouldn't have been better to see this guy during that point in time, fight Prime Moro, even if they would have been even if one of them would have kind of outpowered the other, you're gonna tell me that that wouldn't have been better, or at least be presented as a better idea or narrative? Even then, Moro can just take his energy, boom, and it's done, right? So to see this, it's a cool thing. The CG stuff is garbage. I don't care what anybody says. There are certain shots like this that look cool. And shout outs to people like Goresh that went out to see it. A lot of people like this film. And guess what? If you like this film, great. Great. But you cannot possibly sit there and soak everything in to suggest that this is a perfect film. That this is, oh, this is so great. Because it's not. Narratively. Towards the end, there are a lot of, sparkling colors with Gohan pulling off the Makan Kosampo. I'm going to show you guys right now. Do you guys want to see Gohan transform? Do you guys want to see Gohan transform? Let me know, and I'll explain more. And I'll show you more, actually. So that's why, in a nutshell, to me, they did some really cool stuff, but it just didn't make sense narratively. I want you guys to see this real quick. Watch this, right? All right. There he is. Look at Piccolo, right? Look at the Gammas. They're, oh, what the hell's going on? So they go in. Piccolo's walking. Oh, what's happening here, right? Piccolo goes in. The Gammas fly towards him. And look, the Gammas are like, oh, what's happening, right? So the Gammas are going at it. The Gammas are hitting him. Piccolo's like, what? What's up? Again, great ideas. The Red Ribbon Army should never have been a thing. They should have died off during the events of Dragon Ball Z, after the fact of Gero perishing, after the fact of Gero creating this supremely powerful android. If you stop and think about it, Gero kind of won. Because Goku died, right? It's over. It should stay over. So why are we bringing them back? Oh, I'm the son of General Red. I'm the son of Gero and all this stuff. 21 and Gero molded their, whatever off of 16. So what? Here's another thing, right? Everybody in chat, I'm almost 100% certain has a brain, right? Do you have a brain? Let me know. Yes or no? Here's the thing, right? In Dragon Ball Super so far, if anyone out there watches One Piece expands the universe. They do world building, right? So what they could have done, instead of including the Red Ribbon Army, they could have included a different civilization. If anyone is familiar with types of civilizations, type 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, OG-73 is a biological android. From a different solar system, from a whole different sector of the universe. You're telling me that we couldn't have gotten other androids from other parts of the universe expanding Universe 7? But instead we're back on Earth with the Red Ribbon Army. Oh my god, we're building Shell. And on top of that, it's the worst form of Cell. It's chubby-faced Butterball Cell. So, why? Universe 3, right? Because they've expanded on this. Universe 3 in Dragon Ball Super is a technologically advanced universe. Yes or no? You're more than likely going to say yes. So with that being said, we couldn't have gotten maybe invaders from another universe, maybe from Universe 3, because they, to an extent, were robots, machines. Hell, created a technical, biological, gigantic android in Anilaza. And think about this. Anilaza fought everybody. Golden Frieza, 17, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. But we go back with the Red Ribbon Army. That's why I didn't want to talk about this film. Because that's a garbage narrative. And where does it all culminate? Where does it all lead? To Goku and Vegeta training on Beerus' planet? Cool, they're trying to help Broly. They're acknowledging the fact that we get to see right here that Vegeta and Goku acknowledge that the gods of destruction and that Jiren are the goalposts. Okay, cool. Let them do their thing. Gohan got a new form. Great. Piccolo got a new form. Great. But where is this leading up to? When they should have had these things way before. Like I just mentioned, it doesn't get any higher in terms of stakes than the Tournament of Power. I'll debate any one of you in chat right now, if any one of you can tell me on this live stream if there were any other greater stakes outside of maybe Astral Zamasu that supersedes that of the Tournament of Power. So you're telling me that Piccolo couldn't have grabbed Gohan and just shook him to be like, yo, get your shit together ASAP. We need a fight. Not just to win, but to survive. But here we are. Now, this is not the worst Dragon Ball Super movie. I'll admit that. As a matter of fact, there are 4. So we have Battle of Gods, Resurrection of F, we have Dragon Ball Super Broly, and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. On a scale of 1 to 4, for me, you guys can let me know right now in chat. To me, the better of the movies go Dragon Ball Super Broly, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I'll admit that. It was neck and neck with Battle of Gods, maybe it's still there, but Resurrection F ROF is at the bottom. That's at the very bottom. Again, the narrative included, I'm going to show you guys the ripoff that was of Gohan's transformation that everybody seems to love and enjoy, which again, it's cool. All right, folks. You ready to see this? You ready to see a little bit of this? Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, dun 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 dun, bum dun dun. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Well, well, well. Where have we seen this before? Interesting, isn't it, right? Again, they could have done something different. They could have done something unique. But instead, they just decided, let's repeat everything. Now, we know that this film is building towards, and God knows when this is going to happen. Hopefully, it's after the Granola arc. But they're building towards the end of Z. We know that Oob is a thing. Now, some of you in chat right now might be like, oh, who cares about Oob, right? I'm going to show you guys the transformation real quick. Check this out. Same stuff. Oh, no. Oh, red line. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Cell is going crazy. Banana face. And then there goes Gohan with his little eye. And then, rah! Boom, there he is. There's the form. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Props to the animators. Go watch the film. I encourage, if you love Dragon Ball, at least support the product by supporting the animators. Toei, on the other hand, I ain't with it, right? So it's an exact copy and paste. It's all over. We've seen this. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Instagram. Anyone out there who's gonna, it's the same thing. So again, now this begs the question: since Gohan is in this repeated cycle, right? Oh, I'm gonna train, and then I'm gonna study and get lazy. Oh, then I'm gonna train, and then I'm gonna study and get lazy. Are we leading towards that? Maybe. Hopefully we don't. The red eyes. A lot of people are pointing something out to suggest why the red eyes, right? Well, I'm sorry. Piccolo looks cool, but look at Gohan. Nah. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say this. Dragon Ball Super Broly aesthetically and visually looks 1,000 times better than this film. Let's debate. We could debate that. They did a great job with Broly. Not to say that every aspect of this film aesthetically was bad, but they could have done better. We had some great animators. That were behind this film. Shintani wasn't there, but Shida. We had a whole bunch of guys that we all love and remember from, Heroes and from Dragon Ball Super, the airing from 1 to 131. They were there. But the problem is the CG. There were certain elements of this movie, CG-wise, that were cool. I have to be objective about this. I can't say that this movie was garbage. And again, this movie is going to be dropping in August. I encourage you to go see it. Just because you're seeing these spoilers doesn't mean shit. You have to see this to be the judge yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody else's word for it. You're going to have a whole bunch of people, right? Just come right down your throats and just tell you, oh yeah, this is the greatest movie ever. Go watch it. You go watch it. You go watch it and you be the judge. That's all I can really say. But I'm so split about this film because it introduces specific elements that were really cool, but too late. The narrative with the red ribbon could have been swapped with maybe a different civilization, a smarter civilization. Can you imagine? Because 17 wasn't in this film to fight. Can you imagine? Because we've seen this before. Can you imagine if we had 17 and 18 team up again to fight a different solar system classification of androids? They fought OG-73. We saw androids versus androids. We saw that. 7-3 is a biological android constructed for the sole purpose of working for Sagambo and the crew. That's what he was programmed to do, or at least turned to do. So that was cool. So can you imagine if we got something like that with a whole different idea? Maybe they learned about what happened with Moro. Maybe they learned about what happened with Granola and all these things, and they're like, where are they at? They're on Earth? All right, let's get them. Let's get them. And then this goes back to what Piccolo says about these invaders, because look, where is it at? Leading to Piccolo reinforcing the importance of staying in shape for new threats. If this doesn't piss you off, I don't know what else to say. This should piss you off, because Piccolo is telling Gohan, and he's reinforcing the idea of what? Staying in shape for new threats. But this threat comes from Earth, doesn't make any sense. And, apparently enough, the crew behind the Gammas, the crew behind Cell Max, they're smarter than Bulma. They're smarter than Dr. Briefs. They're smarter than Dr. Gero. Okay. Little Bug, Hachiramu. Oh, but watch out, he can kill. Okay. He's a contraction. He's a little tiny bug. What is he going to do? I see your super chats right now. I'm going to get to you guys in just a second because I want to just go through with all of this. So again, this reinforces the idea of Piccolo reminding Gohan, like, yo, you need to shapen up. You need to get in shape because we could face threats at any moment. And that's what I like about this film. That's what I like about this film is now, there's no debate. There's no debate. Right now, Gohan and Piccolo are at their peak. They're at their peak. Don't come in here with that garbage of, well, maybe Gohan is just using the Omen version of his final form. No, this is Gohan's peak. They're labeling this form as Final Gohan. What are they going to make after that? Mastered Final Gohan? Stop it. This is supposed to be, as of right now, Gohan's most powerful transformation. This is it for Gohan. He's at his peak. And for Piccolo, or excuse me, Chadalo, because he's a Chad, he's at his peak too. It just sucks to see that Piccolo had a wish for it. Because remember back in Battle of Gods, when they alluded to the fact of asking Shenron, hey, maybe we can wish, to be stronger, and they basically said, Beerus said, nah, you can't do that. That's why the Cerulean dragon is different. And for all of you people out there, right, that were screaming for Goten and Trunks, yeah, they aged. Congratulations, man. They aged. Well done. They did absolutely dick against Cell Max. They did nothing. Essentially nothing against the Gammas. Yeah, it was a cool fight. It was a cool little war between, the heroes and the anti-heroes. And then when they all came together to fight Cell, Cell was... Right? So Goten and Trunks, they're not their fathers. What is up with all of you people wanting Goten and Trunks to be the heroes? To be like the main characters? It ain't gonna happen, Chief. I'm comfortable with Piccolo and Gohan, are you? Goten and Trunks, they're not made to be in that position. They're not like their fathers. Stop it. Get help if you want that to be the case. However, the girls, Pan and Bulla, they could become something, right? We see the inspiration that Pan takes in this film by fighting off all of the Red Ribbon Soldiers. She's got the inspiration. She's got the fire. We've seen that in Dragon Ball Super when she was a baby and she was already, taking Pilaf and the gang out near orbit. Pan has potential. Bulla has potential. It's there. Do they have to be like their fathers or their... No, they don't. But unlike Goten and Trunks, that are just teenagers, keep them where they need to be. They're not their fathers. I don't get what this whole thing is with people. Oh, Goten and Trunks! They did nothing. Cell Max stepped on them. Gotenks' ass cheeks were out in the film. Dun 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 dun! Fat Gotenks. Okay. If that's what y'all want, I don't know. So, again, let me just reinforce this idea. So, for many years, you guys wanted this. That's what you wanted? No. It ain't it. And now, this might piss some of you guys off. Apparently, this, this is... some of you guys might get mad, but... I mean, it's already on Twitter. Broly's crying. We see Broly crying. Broly and Lemo, they're crying. So, again, reinforces the idea of what's going on, on Beerus' planet. Which, again, when looking at the overall training session, does it make sense for Goku to call Vegeta lazy? Look right here. He chastised him as being lazy. Why? That's bad writing. Since when was Vegeta ever lazy? Do you remember when Beerus and Whis had to lie to Goku by bringing in Monaka just to make sure that Goku doesn't lose his motivation to train? Who's the lazy one now? So again, when it comes down to sheer writing, what are they doing? Why is Goku referring to Vegeta as being lazy? Beats me. But overall, like, when looking at this film objectively, to me, it's not the best film, but it's not the worst film either. This film has its moments. It really does have its moments. The way Piccolo, I would dare argue, and the fight at the very end is so quick, but the way Piccolo assisted Gohan in taking, Cell down, I'm going to show you guys another little snippet real quick. So the way they took this dude down was really cool, because at the very, very end, if I can show you guys just in a few frames here, at the very end, I'm going to show you guys, and I want you guys to look at this, right? At the very end, right? Check this out. At the very end, right? Piccolo is still clinging on. I mean, look at that. He got him. Boom, he got him. I'm not going to go too far into it, but as Gohan fires the Makanko Sampo, Piccolo still got him. Piccolo still has Cell Max in a choke. And he's choking him. And he's choking him. And he's choking him. That's cool. And as the Makanko Sampo, the special beam cannon, is hurtling towards Piccolo's direction, Piccolo moves while holding him. And the thing just goes right through Cell's skull. Cool, right? Again, seems forced. Seems a bit late. Because we've seen the idea of them working together several times. And I'll go off on a limb and say this. And I'll debate anybody when it comes down to this. Check this out, ready? I would dare say that Gohan and Piccolo's teamwork, their union together to fight against the opposition, was better in the moral arc than it was in this movie. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Because when 7-3 copied both of them, 7-3 had their power and he had their abilities. Oh shit, what do? We got this. They were reinforcing each other, throwing in shields, special beam cannon left and right. While Piccolo was doing something, Gohan swooped in. While Gohan did something, Piccolo swooped in. Their synergy was crazy. Even when they attempted to fight Moro, their synergy was crazy. They were not stopping. Twice. Even when 7-3 came back, bigger and stronger, Gohan and Piccolo said, bring it. And again, their synergy was crazy. Even after OG73 copied them, they were still able to kind of relay off of one another to create vantage points, to create kind of loopholes, you know, through 7-3's defenses to get the better of him. And then when 7-3 was on the ground, that was it. Then Shimareka came in, the android slapped him, and then Moro was like, oh, all right, yo, Sagambo, get in there. Because Gohan and Piccolo's synergy in the manga was crazy. That's why whenever they animate the manga, whenever they decide to animate the Moro arc, that fight with Piccolo and Gohan and 7-3 is going to be fire. It's going to be fire. The only way I can look at this film and see their synergy kind of bouncing off one another to work together in a cohesive way, it was good, but we've seen better. This was better than what we've seen in the Tournament of Power, because against Sonel and fucking Purina, it didn't really mean much. Against the Universe 3 robots, I think it wasn't really much. So in this film, they did work against the Gammas. The Gammas, and by the way, just as everyone kind of already predicted, the Gammas are, you know, they turn good. Gamma 2's dead. Gamma 2 sacrifices himself, and by the end, Gamma 1 is left by himself. Does this mean that we have another recruit for the Tournament of Power too? It ain't the case. Again, we need villains. If you guys stop and think about this, right? Cell Max, he's a villain, but what kind of threat is he? We had legitimate villains in Dragon Ball Super, and I'll name them, that were imposing, that were super imposing. Zamasu, Goku Black, Merge Zamasu, a force to be reckoned with. You had one guy who just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and you had the other guy who just couldn't die. And then when they fused, they became a whole different problem. And even then, against Vegeta, they were still able to, haha, I'm immortal. It took the Omni King to erase them. Okay. Then we had Moro, right? Moro may have appeared to be something, maybe out of the ordinary, but he was smart. He was smart. He kept OG73 as a backup, just in case. He was sadistic. When Goku first felt his energy in the manga, he told Vegeta, because Vegeta asked him, doesn't that feel like God Ki? And he's like, no. It feels like the screams of thousands of souls. I've never felt anything so horrible like that. You knew Moro, even while Moro was on his knees, when Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku was slapping him around, asking him, have you ever trained? You should kind of turn your ways and be a good guy. And Moro said, piss off. I'd rather die than be an ally, than train, than do anything like that. That's cool stuff. Those are villains. We know that Frieza, wherever he might be, oh, yes, monkeys, yes. Wherever he might be, he's also a very deadly but cunning villain. Those are villains. They can't be redeemed. For anyone out there who's gonna say, oh, but Frieza's he's a good guy. No, he's not. Stop it. This isn't the What If They Turn Good series. No. Frieza's not turning good. Frieza fought in the Tournament of Power for his own gain. Frieza came with Broly to see what Broly's about for his own gain. Was he not? Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Because he was. So he has his own motives and initiatives. He wants to kill these guys. So I can't wait to maybe one day see Final Gohan versus Golden Frieza, whatever Frieza ends up doing. You know what I mean? That's going to be cool. Orange Piccolo or whatever his power is going to be. His ultimate form. That's going to be pretty cool to see maybe fight Golden Frieza. But we need enemies like that. Cell Max came in as a movie villain and got blasted. Now you might say to me right now, well, Alex, but that's a movie villain. Beerus was a movie villain. He wasn't classified as a villain, but they kept him around. Things worked out. Cool. Frieza was a villain. He was a movie villain. Kept him around because there's more of an enriched story with Frieza. There's way more of an enriched story with Frieza. Don't even go there. Broly, they saved his life. Tarzan was getting the shit beat out of him. Gogeta was boxing him. Gogeta was destroying this guy. Broly was like, oh shit. They had to wish him back onto the planet where Goku was like, hey, want to be friends? Right? So they all came back. Cell, what purpose is he going to serve? Outside of what? Nostalgia. Raw. Like Hassan Campbell would say, hit him in the head with the headshot. Boom, that was it. So there's always something consistent with the movie antagonist, I guess you can say. There's a purpose with Beerus. There's a purpose with Frieza. There's a purpose with Broly. There is no purpose with Cell Max. It's nostalgia crap. And it's garbage. It's garbage. Does anyone here watch Super Dragon Ball Heroes? I know, it's fan stuff, whatever, right? But do y'all remember that giant Dark Star Cell X, right? Cell X, the pregnant Cell? He was more imposing than this Cell. Cell X was a gigantic behemoth. But instead, we get this Butterball, and y'all are excited for this Butterball? Oh, but he's red. Stop it. I mean, come on. The film itself, again, narratively told a lot of great things that served a purpose, essentially. I mean, this is a pretty cool shot. I mean, when they fought, it was a pretty cool thing. But again, I may be nitpicking here, and this is courtesy of Emish. Do you guys notice something here? Pay attention. Their legs. That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't it make more sense for Vegeta to use his left leg to kick as opposed to his right? He's gonna break his shin bones, dude. He's gonna break his, he's gonna tear his ACL. What's he doing? Do you get my point here? It's not to shit on the film. I liked this film. This is a cool movie. But it's not the best. It's not the saving grace of... I'm telling y'all, this is next. Yo, this is next. They borrowed Gohan Blanco. Props goes out to the Spanish community back in 2017 when they first came up with that. So don't be surprised at this point. But I'm telling you all right now, mark my words. Mark my words. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised when they do something or bring back a version of Boo. And that's another thing that irritated me about this film. Boo's asleep again. I see some of y'all are like, way too much nitpicking. Well, yeah, I'm going to nitpick because I'm a fan. You're a fan. Aren't you a consumer? Don't you as a customer want to get the best product possible? So why would you as a fan, why would you as a paying customer, each and every single one of you watching this stream, why would you as a consumer want to settle for less? Don't you want better? Don't you want something worth your dollar? So you're not going to call it out to suggest, hey, this is lazy. Hey, you're kind of lacking in certain departments. Could you maybe do better? Right? Unless you just want to throw your money out. Right? Unless you just want to throw bank. Take my money, Toei. Blah, blah. And for them to give you lazy shit, then hey, that's you. That ain't me. So don't you want better? Toei is a multi-billion-dollar company. They can't get their eggs in one basket. They can't all come together collectively to come up with something, that's consistent and worth of quality. The CG, like I said before, to me, this is just me. Some of you guys might be like, oh, well, how was it? Broly was better. I liked Shintani's direction. The punches, the kicks, the sound effects, the expression, the aura, the colors, everything, it flowed, right? When you saw Dragon Ball Super Broly, let's remove the story, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, but Bardock, minus. Let's remove that. Aesthetically, right? From a visualistic standpoint, each and every single one of you can't say anything bad about Dragon Ball Super Broly. You can't. Because aesthetically, visually, all of you liked it. You loved it. It brought you back. It brought you back to the good old days of Dragon Ball, did it not? Now we have Dragon Ball Super Superhero. They're experimenting. They're doing stuff with the CG. Let's try this. Let's try that. Some of it worked. Some of it didn't. And it shows. Hopefully, the tech gets better. I'm not a CGI animator, so what the hell do I know? But it's better than what we've seen in Broly in terms of CG aspects. It's better than ROF with the whole clunkiness and stuff. It's a whole lot better than what we've seen in Battle of Gods back in 2013. But this is my point. Don't you as a consumer, because all of you watching this, you're all paying customers, every single one of you. Y'all buy merchandise, y'all buy DLC, y'all buy all types of stuff. Y'all donate to me and other people. You're a fan, I'm a fan. But don't you want the best for Dragon Ball Super? Because I know every single one of you deep down know that this product can give us and deliver better. Narratively, visually, to progress everything. And I like the way they have been progressing things. I do. Because it all seems to culminate leading towards the end of Z if they do it. And the reason why that is important is because they referenced Oob during the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, just in case you guys kind of forgot. Remember when they were missing a partner and Vegeta told Goku, hey, isn't that Majin Buu kid like reincarnated? What about him? And they were like, oh yeah, he's a little too young though, let's skip him. Fast forward later, during the Tournament of Power, remember in the manga when Dende grabbed Goku by the shoulder and he said, yo, look down there. There's a kid with great potential. Keep an eye on him. Remember that in the manga? And Goku looked down, and as Oob was walking with his shit, Oob looked up almost as though he kind of knew, right? And then in the Moral arc, the Daikaio's essence, his power was passed on to Oob. Oob didn't even know it. Towards the end, he was the saving grace. Daikaio said, yo, kid, see you later. And Oob is like, what the fuck? So yeah, by the time we reach the end of Z, we are going to see maybe an entirely different scenario of characters being there at the tournament. Broly, maybe Beerus and Whis, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, the boys, everyone's grown up. But now everybody got some crazy power. Goku's got Ultra Instinct, Broly's got his full power, Vegeta's got his Ultra Ego, Gohan's got his final form, Piccolo's got his ultimate form, right? What about Oob? Oob got the Daikaishin power. Oob has God power that he has yet to tap within him. And I guarantee you Goku's going to see that, and then we're going to possibly see them go off and train, and maybe that's going to be the end of Super. Maybe it's not. Who knows? But we're getting there, and this film is another step closer to that. But again, I don't think no reference to Oob at all. No reference to anything else. It is still a bit prior to the end of Z. So it is what it is. Maybe the next arc is going to lead us there. Maybe the next movie is going to lead us there. I don't know. But all in all, this film, it told the story that it needed to tell. And all the credit goes out. All the props goes out to the voice actors, to the animators. You guys got to give them respect. If you're going to criticize anybody, criticize the writers. Because they're the ones like, oh yeah, it's going to be great. But all I'm saying is that this movie was not terrible. I thought it was going to be. No Sumitomo. They didn't have any direction, or at least it seemed like there was no direction by kidnapping Pan. Pan was able to hold her own. All for this big ordeal that led to this. That's all this led to, was this. And then once this happened, once this moment happened right here, that was it. That was it. Cell hulked out, rare. Gohan dropped him, and that was it. So where do we go from here? I don't know. Some of y'all in chat might, say things like, oh, well, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And by the way, some of y'all are like fiending in chat. Where'd you watch the film? Whoever was out there in Japan, they leaked it on Facebook. They leaked it on Instagram. There are links all over the place. So I'm not going to blatantly tell you where it is, but if you're savvy enough, you'll be able to find it. It's impossible not to at this point. And I do encourage you to go see the film, because you should be the judge of this entire narrative once you go see it yourselves. But I want to know what you guys think about all of this, because everything is very it's very contrived, because I know a lot of people are going to have like different opinions. People are going to say things like, oh, well, this should have happened, that should have happened, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. To me, This film, it's better than ROF. I would dare say it's better than BOG. It's not better than Broly. So I would like to know what you guys think in the comment section, because I know you guys are all over. Yeah, it's all over Twitter. It's all over Twitter. Gogeta Vegito. So again, movie is streaming with subs. Well, yeah, I mean, you guys can find the film essentially anywhere at this point. But overall, I think that also, because we have the Dragon Ball Super manga dropping in the next couple of, what is it now? In about 9 days. So with that being said, we see Ultra Ego Vegeta, Ultra Instinct Goku continuing their fight with Gas, but I want you guys to remember something. Gas isn't the goalpost. Granola isn't the goalpost, which kind of sucks, right? Because the insinuation becomes, okay, so this whole time, which version of Jiren are they referring to? Was this TOP Jiren? Is this current Jiren? The fact that they've confirmed that the goalposts, courtesy of Cypher, that the strongest goalposts are said guys, those were the only characters mentioned. So anyone out there who's going to continue to say, oh, Broly over Jiren, nah, Chief. It ain't going down like that. So look at this guy. You're bashing 420p quality, camera quality. Yeah, I saw it with my eyes. What do I need to do? I need to watch it in IMAX, which I am, just to say the same thing? Are you stupid? Are you like brain dead? So I have to see it in the highest possible quality in hopes that it will change my mind? No, it's not. You can watch anything at first glance and form an opinion off of it. Now, it varies if you watch things over and over again to create more of a cohesive opinion, to suggest, okay, I saw this movie 5 times, and after the 5th time, I made up my mind. Cool. But don't try to lambaste me saying, you saw 420 quality. You can eat a biff. I saw the film. We all saw the film. We all saw the film. It's leaked on, there's clips. There's parts of the film. Stop it. Don't try to play the goody two shoes by being like, well, on the moral high ground. You, like I said, you can wash my balls. All right? Don't, watching it at 420 quality, 720 quality, you can watch it at, 6K quality. It doesn't matter. You're still watching the same thing. What do you want to sit there in your chair and just have an orgasm? Like, stop it. So we all saw the film. I saw the film, judging based on the narrative, judging based on the direction, cool things that happened, very interesting things that happened, cool fights. A little too late. A little too late. All of this should have been happened. Tournament of Power, Moro. The Granola arc doesn't count because it's not really involving anybody else. Right? It's not Maris' story. It's not Gohan's story. It's not Piccolo's story. Essentially, Granola was lied to about Goku and Vegeta. So they were the targets, right? Cool. Development. Bardock. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, Bardock this, Bardock's. Hey, let's leave Bardock out of this, because the moment we start bringing Bardock in chat, everyone's going to start going nuts. But outside of that, it's nobody else's story. So here we have a story, but it's nostalgia bait. I just showed you. Frame by frame, shot by shot, same thing. So, and for what? Like I just mentioned, the last 3 films, every single antagonist or villain came back and served a purpose. Beerus came back and served a purpose. Frieza came back and served a purpose and continues to serve a purpose. Broly came back and was saved and now serves a purpose. Cell? Oh, yeah. He's dead. They just threw him in for nostalgia. Are you entertained? You know what I mean? It would have been better if it was something different. And it's not even Cell. It's just a behemoth of a version of Cell. So it is what it is. Even then, I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys have any opinions of your own, objective opinions, not because you're a fanboy like this guy Neo, but if you have objective opinions, if you look at this film from an objective lens to suggest, okay, I'm so excited, but let me take a step back. Is everything fitting the narrative? Is everything consistent? Are certain elements of the story, do they make sense? Are the fights worth watching? The build-up, is the build-up worth it? Yeah, everyone was going crazy about, oh my god, Videl's a martial arts teacher. Led to nothing. Where did it lead to? I'll wait. Pan took inspiration from Piccolo, from Gohan, being there among the bunch, right? Pan has tremendous amounts of potential. But I saw people going crazy saying, oh my god, because Videl is a martial arts teacher now, it's gonna be the greatest thing to ever save Super. No, it's not. How many of you guys in chat right now are talking about Videl? I don't see a single Videl comment. I haven't seen a single Videl comment during this entire stream. Not one. Y'all talk about Vegeta, Broly, Moro, my balls. Y'all talk about everybody except for Videl. So, you know what I'm saying? 18 was in the film, but where was 17? 17 chilling? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's 17 doing? It would have been cool. 17 is strong. 17's strong, but where was he? Nowhere to be found. So these are things that you guys can go and look up, courtesy of Cypher, courtesy of Goresh for reviewing the film and seeing it, courtesy of many people out there who've been posting links and all this crazy stuff. There you have it. It's all here. Everything is here. Nostalgia. This is all nostalgia. And as cool as it is, now what? Because remember this, before we end off this live stream, remember this. Remember when Cell was killed by Gohan, right? Remember when Gohan, right? What happened after? Do y'all remember? Need I refresh in your memory? Arguably, y'all can argue in chat right now, whether that be adult Gohan or teen Gohan, whichever one was the peak Gohan. Once Gohan killed Cell in Dragon Ball Z, that was it. That kid hit the books. That kid, he was training, but what happened after? He was weak. Hopefully that is not the direction that they go in. Because once again, here's another trope in which this movie is garbage. When it comes down to this element, excuse me. Majin Buu. You're telling me right now that it wouldn't have been crazy to see Majin Buu versus the Gammas, Majin Buu versus Cell X? Why is he always sleeping? Why is Majin Buu always sleeping? I know you guys gotta be pissed off at that because here, let me sprinkle some more shit that you guys might remember. Remember in Dragon Ball Z when Buu first built his house of clay? Remember when that fat donut went inside, put on his pajamas? Remember when Buu sat down and slept? Majin Buu slept for literally 10 seconds. Do you guys remember that? Remember when Majin Buu went to sleep? 10 seconds later, Majin Buu woke up. He goes, Boo's all rested now. Buu got nothing to do. Huh, what's going on? Buu bored. And that's when he met Hercule and the whole thing with the dog, right? So why is he still sleeping? Why is he still sleeping? I understand that Buu is broken. Every single person in chat can admit that he's broken. Remember during the Tournament of Power when Buu trained? He got fit, big pectorals, abs and stuff. He said, hey Goku, you want to fucking fight? And he almost beat the shit out of him. That was dope as shit because he looked like Super Buu from a frame perspective. But then he went right back to sleep. Why is Majin Buu falling asleep over and over and over and over and over and over and over again? Y'all, you people want to see Goten and Trunks. You people want to see Videl. But you forget how busted Majin Buu is and how crazy it would be to see Majin Buu do something. Majin Buu popped off against Moro. I know you guys remember what happened when he stepped foot on Namek. Do y'all remember that? Moro's like, oh yeah. Majin Buu, he was like, wait a minute. I know you. Oh, word? And Majin Buu was beating the shit out of him. Forget Android 21. Android 21 is a hentai person's fantasy. Android 21 is garbage. Forget Android 21. We're talking about Majin Buu. The guy that beat Moro up. Remember when Majin Buu separated his hands? He had like 5 fists and he was rocking Moro's wig while still waving at Goku and Vegeta. Remember when Goku and Vegeta were like, oh shit, what the hell is up with Buu? He's powerful as shit. What does Majin Buu do in this film? Absolutely dick. Oh my god, Videl is a martial arts teacher. Oh my god, Goten and Trunks aged. And did what? What did Goten and Trunks do? They got their pants ripped. Yeah, it was cool to see them attempt to do something. But how far did they go? They got swept. Swept. Yes, Majin Buu is broken. We all know that. We all understand what would have possibly happened if we saw Buu step in. He probably would have ripped some Buu goo out of him, try to absorb the gammas. Buu is broken. Buu would have tried to turn him into chocolate. They referenced him, they showed him in the film, only to sleep. And you people think that's great? No, it's horrible. The only time they ever did anything with Buu was with Moro after the fact. What did Majin Buu do throughout all of Super? So I'm telling you right now, we saw Giant Piccolo versus Cell Max. Cool. Imagine Buu with his busted ass abilities, with all of these abilities that he has to clone himself, to create bits of himself. Buu can't just die. So it would have been great to see that. Throw in Majin Buu. If people are so butthurt about Goku and Vegeta and Broly, oh my god, they're so alright, throughout this whole film, they were on Beerus' planet. For the first time ever, Beerus took interest in something outside of food. He was looking at Shilai. He was like, oh yeah. What? Okay. So they're doing their thing. Meanwhile, on Earth, Buu is still sleeping. Why isn't anyone just criticizing that? When we saw Buu actually participate against Moro, even after Moro restored himself, right? This is why the Moro arc fucking slaps, and people are just like, eh. The Moro arc was fire because you had the inclusion of everybody. Everybody was in the Moro arc. Everybody. Even bitch-ass Roshi, who suppressed his own desire to lust after women, and he fought. Everybody fought. Yamcha fought. How many times do we meme on Yamcha, right? Because I know there's a couple of people in chat, well, Yamcha would have been a great fighter if he would have trained. Come on, stop it. But still, even then, in the Moro arc, Yamcha popped off. Tien popped off. Everybody, Krillin, everybody. Majin Buu, right now, tell me. When has there ever been an arc outside of maybe the Tournament of Power where everybody got involved? Everybody did something. And it felt meaningful, right? You can't tell me that I'm wrong. When Majin Buu fought Moro, it felt meaningful. When Gohan and Piccolo stood together against the entire brigade, it felt meaningful. When Yamcha separated from Tien and Krillin and Roshi, and they all went their separate ways, and they all fought tooth and nail, it felt meaningful, right? Because Jocko even told him, yo, this is it. This is it. Let's stand together. And I know some people are going to be like, well, it's a movie. So what? That doesn't excuse the fact. So that's why, like, when you look at these things, I said Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball as a whole. So I see people saying the Android Saga, duh. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Super. I specifically said Dragon Ball Super outside of the Tournament of Power. We saw everybody do something. So in this film, partially everybody did something, but the payoff, half of the payoff for each character wasn't even there. To see the fact of Piccolo wishing to become this powerful fighter now, it was like, all right, dude, what happened when Zeno threatened to wipe you out? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think that by the end of all of this, you all can form your own opinions. I'm going to see this film. I live in New York, so I'm going to probably see this movie in Manhattan. If anybody out there is going to be there, cool. But watch the film, be your own judge. Don't take my word for it. That's all right. Don't take anybody else's word for it. That's okay. You watch it, you be the judge. And when you start seeing all the things that I pointed out, your eyes are going to open up just a bit more to be like, oh, okay, I see what you mean now. So, again, I want to thank all of you guys for being here. I see a lot of people that have a lot of mixture of opinions, which is cool. If you like the film, or maybe you're kind of blinded, right? You're kind of blinded by nostalgia. Cell is the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. I mean, hey, okay. But just my only thing is look at this movie objectively. for everything that it's worth. There were dialogue moments and fight sequences and subtle moments that were really good. And then you had other aspects of the film that just looked like a bunch of baloney. So, you be the judge. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. You guys know I don't normally live stream. If you want me to live stream more, let me know. I haven't live streamed in almost 2 years. So, for all of you guys being here, the thousands of people, I appreciate it. To hear me speak, to hear my thoughts on this. And Super's not done. They obviously have more plans. And are they good plans? Who knows? Are they going to go into the end of Z? You let me know. I don't know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. And to be honest, and this is just me, I don't know, maybe you guys might be a little on the fence about this, but I like the manga a bit more than the film. The manga arc so far, even though it's progressing kind of weirdly, everything going on with Goku learning more about who he is, which by nature, minus introduced a whole different element that fans just went batshit crazy about. Again, if anybody in this chat mentions Bardock, people are going to fight. So don't mention Minus or Bardock. But again, I'm personally enjoying the manga more. Whenever they decide to give Alec his moment to reveal what he got going on, let's find out. But I do appreciate you guys for being here. I see a couple of you guys saying L movie, W movie. Hey, that's your opinion. None of you guys should be ashamed of being Dragon Ball fans. I'm sick to death of people looking at Dragon Ball fans to be like, oh, they don't read, they don't... No, it's not the case at all. But I do firmly believe that nostalgia such as this should not cloud your judgment when you look at something objectively to suggest maybe this isn't the right call. Maybe there's something more they could have done to expand the world of Dragon Ball. So don't be ashamed to be a fan of something. If you like this film, yo, kudos to you. If you hate this film, yo, kudos to you, right? That's who you are as a person. You're a fan, you have your opinions, and you're entitled to them. But just know that Toei is a multi-billion-dollar company. And we're all essentially a bunch of nobodies, right? We're just consumers. We're fans. Cool. But as a fan, I would only hope that they do better. I would only hope that they continue to improve the writing. I would only hope that for the love of God, they don't do anything remotely similar ever again to what they did with Cell. Because remember what I said, if you take anything from this live stream, the last 3 villains or enemies, they all had a purpose, and they all continue to have a purpose. Beerus, Frieza, Broly, they all serve a big purpose in Super. Whether one of them dies, all of them die, they all serve a big purpose. Frieza has tremendous amounts of history with these dudes. You're gonna act like Frieza doesn't want to get revenge on these guys? Stop it, he does. He's waiting. He's waiting. You think Frieza isn't waiting? You think Frieza is playing video games somewhere? No. Frieza admitted at the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly that he can't do it alone. What does that mean? What does that mean? Tell us, Frieza, what are you up to? We're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe the next film might be the last time we see Frieza. And you know what? I'm down for that. And you know who should be the one to put Frieza down forever? That way Frieza never comes back? Take a guess. Vegeta. Trunks killed Frieza. Goku killed Frieza. Vegeta never had his moment. If there's a be-all end-all for one of those 3 characters, right, which is essentially going to be Frieza, Vegeta should be the one to do it. And I'd be down for that. For Frieza to come back smarter. Oh yes, Gohan has, a final form. Piccolo, yes. Frieza's been there. Frieza knows. That's why I'll take Frieza over Duracell Max Cell any day of the week, because Frieza has been there. Frieza has seen 2 forms of fusion, Potara and the Metamaries, Gogeta and Kefla. Frieza was there to see Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. He's been there to see Super Saiyan God. He fought against Super Saiyan Blue. He saw Super Saiyan Blue evolution through Vegeta. He saw Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku. He's seen Goku use Ultra Instinct Omen, and he's seen Goku use Mastered Ultra Instinct. He knows. He's seen Broly. He's witnessed everything. There has to be something there. There has to be some gateway for Frieza to fall back. And if they do introduce him, which I think they should, for one more be-all, end-all film, they should. And the one to do it, the person to put him down once and for all should be Vegeta. Hakai, don't ever come back again. It all comes full circle, right? Remember in Dragon Ball Super Broly? What did Vegeta say in Dragon Ball Super Broly to Goku? He said, yo, you brought back Frieza. You're responsible for that. What if he gets stronger? Alluding to things, right? This is your fault. What did dumbass Goku say? Oh yeah, what if he comes back? We'll just beat him, huh? See what I'm saying? But here, we just get Cell, again, hatching out of a Majin Buu-like cocoon, and then headshot, it's done. So, let me know. I don't know. Maybe you guys might have different opinions. It's really up to you. Thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys are new, subscribe. It's free. It's easy. Essentially takes 2 seconds. Give this video a big fat thumbs up. If you guys want me to stream more, let me know. I'm probably not going to stream for another year. So, I got some mangas to work on, some other stuff. So, thank you all so much. I want to hear your opinions, your objective opinions, not just, oh, W. Okay, if you think this is a W film, great. Tell me why. I genuinely want to know if you think this is the best film. If you think this is the worst film, great. I would love to know. I would love to know why. Because people have different opinions. You just heard mine for an hour and a half. You heard mine. I didn't stop talking for an hour and a half straight. So I want to hear yours. I do. So thank you all. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great day, a great weekend. Spoilers are coming out, I think, tonight, tomorrow, somewhere around there. So I appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you all, essentially, in the next one. All right, guys. Take it easy. And how do I exit out of here, shall we? Jesus, I don't even know what I'm doing.